Welcome back, guys. We have an awesome episode for you today. We're joined by Sandy, Michael Sandbach, who's his real name, England team captain, and the guy that took control of the men's Elite 15 race, finishing second in Nice with an unreal performance. So we are buzzing to chat to him today. Welcome to the podcast, Sandy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh no, it's great to chat and we appreciate you giving up your time. It looks like you're enjoying the post-race recovery there, are you?
Yeah, so I'm just in Portugal at the minute with the family, chilling, having a nice week's break, well-deserved break, I think. And yeah, basically drinking too much beer and eating too much fast food. That's what's happening right now.
Very well deserved. It is. Sounds good. I think you need it.
I know, I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'd love to go over the race and your thoughts and how it went, but maybe first we could ask if you did anything different in the preparation to Nice in the run up.
No, nothing different really. A lot of people are like, "Wow, like how did you do that performance?" But I have shown glimpses of that. It's just my mind's got the better of me in certain races where and then I've just dropped out. But like physically, I've always been potential of that. I've always been capable of that performance. But no, I wouldn't say my training changed that much. I suppose I did change running coaches. So in December, January, I changed my running coach, and he did change quite a few things. So yeah, I think that was a good contributing factor to my performance. I think my running's definitely improved from changing coaches. Yeah.
Can you go into that? Like, did he add some trait? Did he up the pace? Did he add log runs? Can you
Yeah,
elaborate, or is
more
it a
speed
secret?
work. No, it's not secret. I don't mind. It's more speed work. So I think a lot of people for Hyrox, they normally do like a long run, they do like an interval run, and the intervals are normally like 8x1K, 6x1K, that type of thing to try and replicate the race. But then I was doing a lot more speed works, like 200s, 300s, 400 repeats, as well as doing like mile repeats, tempo. So I was basically covering every type of run you can imagine. And I think that really helped. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, probably just built I guess, leg turnover and leg speed. Like you were used to, although for a shorter distance, I guess you then were used to running at that faster pace, which I guess
Yeah, because
probably helped. Yeah.
yeah, if you see like me and Alex when we start the race, like Vienna in that one, we fly out the blocks, and I know a lot of people are holding back, but like I'm used to running at that speed now for like repetitions, and it doesn't affect me. Like when I get to the ski erg, I out ski everyone. So it's just getting that leg turnover and just having confidence, knowing that you can keep that speed. A lot of people don't ever really run that fast. You know what I mean? They'll do like a lot of 1K repeats and tempos and mile repeats and stuff. They never actually touch on leg turnover, speed work, the mechanics of it. And I think it's important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. I think yeah, you just alluded to it there. You obviously go out hot. You know, a lot of people talk about taking your time at the beginning of the race or like holding back so you can finish the race strong. But yeah, you've like flipped it on its head, especially you and Alex. You go out hot, you ski, and then you've talked about coming out the ski ahead of Hunter or with Hunter, because otherwise he's out and you're chasing him down. So
Yeah, yeah. I think the first half of my race has been the strongest over the years. Like my back end now is definitely up there with the rest, but like I'm a heavier, stronger, faster athlete. So like I can like kill the ski erg and then I can like kill the sled, and then that normally gives me about a minute lead sometimes ahead of the rest, and then out of sight, out of mind. Like once I'm gone, I'm gone. And like I say, like at the minute only Alex and Hunter can stay with me doing that. Um, the others, and if the others try, like I think they're gonna ruin the race. But yeah, that's my tactic. Everyone knows it. But then a lot of people like have expected me and like normally think, oh, Sandy will fade, and I have faded so many times, but I've trained myself now and I learned to not fade really. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw the grit and determination. It was an incredible race to watch.
Cool.
It was very exciting. We thought the girls' race was exciting, and then the men's came, and we're like, God, we're still, yeah, in for a show. But how did you feel like lining up on the start? Like, did you feel any different? Did you, I don't know, did this one mean more to you, or was there any kind of internal kind of
no.
motivation that was different this
Yeah,
time?
I was just like, it's now or never. Like, it's your time. Like, you've been fanning about with this sport now for a couple of years, and you've not really shown what you can do. And like, you got to believe in yourself. And I had so much confidence on that start line because I knew how much work I'd put in. I knew I was probably like I just dropped an amazing 5K time. I knew I was in serious shape, and I just said to myself, like, just fucking do it. Just let's fly out the blocks, get to the ski first, kill the ski, get off the ski before Hunter, which I did, and then just like just suffer, just suffer,
Yeah.
like just do it and just shut up whinging and just like just do it. And that's what I did. Like I got angry.
I mean,
Got
it did
angry.
look like a lot of suffering, and I think like to see Hunter suffer, which like no one's really seen for a
Yeah,
while, especially like last
yeah,
year, he was like fist pumping when he was running around, and yeah,
yeah.
it did look like a suffer fest out there.
It was. Yeah, who could suffer more? And yeah, I felt like I could suffer more. Yeah, so
And
Yeah, you did.
did the previous like did the season when you were lining up, did everything that's happened this season get into your head, or you just put it like behind you? Because obviously the rowers in Vienna, which wasn't great, and then you cramped
yeah,
up in Doha,
yeah.
and then
I was
like
just pissed off.
how'd you get your head around it and
I was just
start fresh?
I was pissed off with the whole season because like I spent so much money like going to Vienna with my family. Probably cost me $2,000 and a bit. And
Mm.
like I should have either won or come second in that race, but then my head went after the rower incident, and then I quit. So then it's like, oh, I don't get paid again. So I'm doing all this. It's costing me money, and then like I had a bit of a shit year in Doha, and like the Doha race. Like I hung on. I wanted to leave Doha before that race, but I hung and hung and hung on because I thought, no, I'm going to do Doha race. I'm going to leave Doha with a good memory and a 7K check because like Hyrox owe me so much money because of all these fuck ups and stuff that's been going on. And then I get to Doha, and then like I tried to drop some weight, as I think I've posted about, and like I was too light. I was like 89 kilos, 6% body fat. Like my body did not want to be at that weight, and I cramped up after the sled push. But don't know if a lot of people know, I was like a minute ahead of Hunter's world record at that point when I
Mm.
left the sled push. So I was like absolutely flying, but I cramped. Finished the race and then didn't get paid again. And then, so yeah, like I think it was an accumulation of just like such a bad season, such like of not finishing races. Like Greg said, I started 5, finished 2. Like that's ridiculous. And yeah, like, and I think I earned $2,000 out of all them races, and that was in Stockholm. So yeah, it was I think it's a combination of like failures, just being pissed off with the whole thing, and like angry. Yeah, yeah, all that mixed emotions.
But sometimes all that, I guess, together, maybe it culminated in such an amazing like performance at the World Champs. Because I don't know,
Yeah.
playing devil's advocate, if it hadn't have happened to you this season and you hadn't had to deal with some controversy, maybe when you had the controversy on the well, it wasn't controversy on the sled pull, but also everything that happened to you on the wall balls as well, you were in a
Yeah.
better mindset to deal with it, maybe.
Yeah, like yeah, but if I'd had such a great season and everything was great and my job was great and my life was great and I had no stresses and and all happy at the start line, yeah, maybe I wouldn't have found that like that level that I've managed to find. So yeah, maybe it helps.
Yeah, no, well, it was a very impressive performance. And I wanted to ask, from like the ski, when you do the 1K, do you back off at all at the end to recover for the run, or are you just like, this ski run is going to be horrific and I'm going to go full tilt?
Yeah, so a lot of people like to ease themselves into a Hyrox race. They'll start off conservative. They'll start off. I just literally go start, bang. I'm already at like highest heart rate straight away. So I will do that, and I'm happy to sit there, and I don't mind. Just like I don't like to ease myself in. Get to the ski. I drop the damper to 6, and then I just go for it. I'm normally pulling about a 135 for the first 500. Then it slows down to like 137, 138, 139, and then as I'm leaving the ski, it's normally about 140, 139. But as you saw, I think in the race, like me and Hunter both got the fastest ski times. I think we got like 3:33 or 3:36. I can't remember, but yeah, and I felt okay
Rapid.
doing that. Yeah, I felt okay doing that. That's okay. I can still run afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, no, amazing. And then onto the sleds, we obviously had the sled pushes with the women, where I think everyone was a bit surprised as to what was going on, and the slower time for Lauren. Did you feel like they were heavy? I think I've heard you mention, but otherwise okay.
Sleds were heavy. I like heavy sleds because, like I say, I'm a heavier, stronger athlete. So I like give me heavy sleds all day long. It slows the lighter guys down. But they weren't stupidly heavy. Like I managed to do the first length unbroken, and then I just broke once then on each length, which is what I normally do. So yeah, they were good for me. I felt good on them.
Yeah, happy days. And then onto the sled pull. I mean, I thought it was if you stepped outside the box, but from looking, it's like you put your foot on the line. Is that the new?
Yeah, it's a weird rule. So the front line, you're allowed to step onto the line, right? The back line, you're only allowed to step up to the line, if you get me.
Yeah, so not on the line. Yeah.
Not on the line, up to the line. And like, if you looked at my first penalty, it was quite harsh. Like, I was literally, it looked like I was just up to the line, like just kissing the line. I wasn't on the line by any stretch. And then the judge got all excited and was like, penalty. And I was like, oh, so I didn't even register when he did that. And then I didn't even register when I got the second one. But then the guy came over and was like, you go back, you must do 5 more meters. And like, I was killing that sled pull. Like I was gapping Hunter at that point. I was gapping Alex. They were really struggling. And I reckon I'd have left about 30 seconds before them. But then, no, I didn't. I had to go back. Cost me about 45 seconds. And then I ended up leaving 15 seconds behind them. Yeah.
And then in your head at that moment, what's getting you to run faster, to try and chase them?
Yeah, the old Sandy would have just gone, oh yeah, this is it. You know, it's happened again. Just try and hold on to third. You know, this is still a good position to be in. So that would have been old Sandy. But like I say, like I can't explain why I didn't decide to do that this time. But I think an accumulation of what I just said before, like just a shitty season, a bit of a tough time in my life, you know, and things like that. And I just thought, no, you don't just do that. Like you chase it. Like you've never chased something. Like just go and chase it. You've got this. You feel good because I felt good, and I know I felt good because I come into the sled pull first. I gapped them on the sled pull minus the foul, so I knew I was fit, I was strong, and I was in better shape than them two. So then I thought, just give it a go, just go, and then I managed to sort of catch them back up a bit on the burpees, but then my burpee, because I went faster on that run to catch them, I was a bit slower on the burpee station to them. So then I can't remember what the gap was after the burpees, but it was close enough to attack basically. Yeah.
And could you, like, Nice is close to the UK, and obviously there's a lot of, it's huge in the UK, Hyrox. Could you hear anyone like cheering? Did like the crowd help? Like there was a lot of Brits there. Yeah,
there's always a lot of Brits at the World Champs, obviously because it's the biggest in the UK, and yeah, like the crowd were fantastic. I could definitely feel their support, really could. Yeah, so it does help. It really does help the crowd.
Yeah, no, and it was so exciting to watch. I think everyone was behind you for sure. Like all the Brits were. We were all shouting at the TV as well. Okay, and then rowing strong for you. So you came into the row third. Am I right?
Yeah, third. And then looking back at my stats, I won that station, so I think I got first on the row. I could see that Alex and Hunter were pulling less than me, so I was like, wow, like. I'm either seriously fit here or they're struggling, like they're having a bad day, because both of them guys can row.
Because it shows you on the screen now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Alex was about 25 meters ahead of me when I got in, and Hunter was about 10 meters ahead of me. So I was like, that's nothing. Like I was thinking that's like 10, 15 seconds.
Man, you closed that gap on the run, eh?
Yeah, like run 6, just something came on to me. Like I just went beast mode on that run. Like I felt good coming off the row. And I've said on other podcasts, like this song came on.
The win.
Yeah, win song.
Do we get a rendition?
I'm not doing it again. I look like an idiot on that video. Win. And then I've been working out to that song the last couple of months, and I just loved it. And then because I felt good and I was catching them, and that came on, I got this sudden rush of testosterone or something, and like got a bit like kind of goosebumps I got, and I just went bang, and like just felt good. And the crowd were like screaming at me, and it gave me more motivation. And I was just like, I kept just putting the foot down, and I could see that it got to a point where they were nearly like I couldn't see them. I was like, shit, Sandy, you're doing this. You're actually going to do this. And then got to the farmers, a good maybe 10 seconds ahead. I can't remember, maybe a bit more. And I was moving faster than both of them. They were like walking, and I was definitely doing a bit more than a walk. And then I could see I was gapping them on the farmers. And then the crowd are going sick at me there. And then I give them a bit of a smile, I remember. And then I gapped them on that station again. And I thought, shit, like, you could do this, Andy. Like, just try and keep your head in it. Just keep going. So, yeah.
It's a bit of that, you know, Lance Armstrong, when he used to talk about the Tour de France, and he'd say, like, as you're going past a competitor, even if it's hurting, just smile. Like,
Yeah.
because it makes them like...
Yeah, it does. No, it does little things like that. And even if you're not going past your competitor and you're dying and then you just smile, it helps you. It does give you that boost. So that's what I did on the farmers. I started smiling at the crowd, and then that gave them energy, which then gave me more energy. And then yeah, it's funny how it works.
Oh, and you talked about like dropping the hammer on one of the runs to go past like Alex and Hunter, and how did that feel? Were you just like, I'm just going to take the risk? In your head, were you weighing it up, or were you just like, I'm just going to go for it?
Just go by feel. That was run 6 after the row, and that's when I like literally put my foot down. I had that massive surge, and no, it wasn't planned, but like I was just feeling good. I was on the right side of the knife edge. I was definitely on the right side, so I knew I had more to give. I definitely had more to give, and I thought, you can run faster than this. Like you can run faster than this. So why are you just plodding? So then I just started to put my foot down, caught up with them. The song came on, and then the turbo really went. And then the crowd were buzzing. I was buzzing. Yeah.
I can see you like smiling now. It's like you're replaying it.
I am.
Must be such a buzz to like replay
I'll never forget it. Yeah, I'll never forget that run, because it was just like this. I couldn't believe the energy I got. Weird. Like everyone's dying at that point, and there's me like all of a sudden like got this sudden. It's not like I had a gel or anything. I didn't have any gels during the race. I didn't even drink any water. All I did was pour some water on my head. So it wasn't like I got a sudden sugar, caffeine, carb rush. It was just, yeah.
Adrenaline.
Yeah. Adrenaline, yeah. Yeah, and then I got to the lunges.
Yeah.
And I was getting the crowd going because I felt fantastic. So I was like, come on, let's go. And the crowd loved that. I've never done that before in my life. I don't know where that came from. That isn't me. I never would normally do that. That's probably something Hunter would do. So, but I just went with it, and then the crowd did it, cheered, and then I picked the sandbag up, and like most people know that lunges previously haven't been a good station for me, but then I haven't finished the race in like 6 months, and I know that I've been nailing that station. So like I was really excited to show people how much better I am, because everyone was probably thinking, oh no, Sandy's done it, Sandy's not going to do it. And then yeah, like Alex is like one of the best at lunges, and like he only beat me by like 3 or 4 seconds on that station, which is like nothing for me on that. So then as I left the lunges, my foot come out my shoe.
That was it. I was going to ask, was it a lace or what
no,
happened?
it was my heel come out my shoe. I do not know how it happened. It's not like I was pushing a sled or something. My flipping heel just come out, and I was like, "Oh my god!" That cost me about 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And then as I ran out the lunges, I kind of looked back and saw Alex was like still a full length behind, and I was like, "Okay, that's about 30 seconds." I thought I'm gapping him on the runs by 10, so I was working out like I probably got 40 seconds, and I was thinking, can I do this? And then obviously I got the crowd going again with this new thing I was doing that I've never done before. So they were buzzing, I was buzzing. It gave me more adrenaline. I was running out the lunges, and I thought, right, okay, this could actually happen. You could actually be world champion here, and you've finished 2 races all season. And I was thinking, right, just keep your composure. Don't run too fast. Just maybe back off on the run a little bit. And I backed off a little bit. I probably wish I hadn't now, but I did. Got to the wall balls, and it was really bizarre, like running into the wall balls, seeing no one else there. That rarely happens. Yeah.
Crazy.
And I got there, and then I don't know if the music went off. Did you see the music just went dead?
Oh no, we couldn't hear it from where we
Yeah, the
were.
music, like the 1 minute all the music played, and then as I got in, like deadly silence because like
Oh
don't know what
God.
happened. The music just stopped, and then picked the ball up, but I probably should have picked it up sooner. I think I wasted 5 or 6 seconds just getting my composure, and then picked the ball up, got to 10. I was feeling okay, and I don't think I no reps it at that point. So I was like, okay, no rep. I've got no reps, and then I thought get another 10, and if Alex comes in, I've got him because I thought a 20 rep gap's enough because he's really good at wall balls. Anyway,
Yeah.
got to like rep at 11 or 12, and then I hear the crowd go in, and I could just sense he was next to me, and I was like, no,
Oh,
Oh.
that gap isn't big enough. Like that, like he's probably one of the best in the world at wall balls. He can go
Yeah.
unbroken. I said the gap's not big enough, and I was like, just keep going, just keep. If you, I thought to myself, if you drop once and pick it up, there's still a chance. And then I kept going. I got a load of no reps, and I managed to get to 51, and I was just dying. I dropped it, and then he didn't drop it, obviously, and then I picked it back up, and I was still ahead of him by 5 or 6, so I only lost a few. So then I think I got to 70, is it 70, 75 or something I got, and then I dropped it again, and then I picked it back up, and he was like a couple in front of me. I think at that point, 2 or 3 reps in front of me. Then my wall ball counter screen went off, so then it
that was
reset. Yeah, it reset from reset from 81, I think, to back to 0, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then that did make me drop it. I was going to carry on, but like that messed my mind up a bit, so I dropped it, and then I picked it back up quite quickly, and then I just blasted the last 18 out. And I kind of knew in my head, unless you know reps like 5, I've lost. So I just like carried on going, and like I didn't know what reps I was on because I couldn't see and you couldn't hear the judge. And then I saw Alex run past me, and then I was like, "Ah, no, you idiot!" And then there was 11 seconds between us, and I was just like,
Oh.
I mean,
that should have been that's my race. Like that was my race. Like that should have been mine. And
it was hard to watch. It was like
It
it's
was when
so
the ball
close. And
when the
and when the counter went, and I was like, oh my God, like it couldn't be a worse time
no,
or a worse person in the race for it to happen to, like
yeah,
you two going head to head with literally a couple of reps in it. I was like,
yeah,
my heart sank. I was like, that is not
yeah,
good
yeah.
timing.
So
So
I got
how did you know you'd done that? Were you counting yourself, or was the
no,
judge
no,
counting out
no.
loud?
I wasn't. Was I counting myself?
I mean, it's
You know
probably all a
what?
blur.
I can't remember because this new thing that counts your reps, it goes like red or green, doesn't it, when you get a rep? And
Yeah.
then like it goes red if it misses the middle slightly. And I have probably got 8 or 10 of them. So then like I just lost count because I was like, because we were told to ignore the screen. It's what your judge says. But then the judge wasn't telling you what reps you had. So like, do you know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah.
know I didn't really have a clue. Like I just was going off the screen really.
And then
But
as
then,
soon as the screen went, you were just like, just
oh yeah,
carry on and hope for the best.
yeah, like I'm just looking for a way out all the time, and like yeah, like it just wasn't good for my ADHD. I like repeatable things. I like things all nice and da 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 da. And like when something like I say the row was at Vienna, head went, and like things like that. Like I just yeah, it just made me drop the ball. Yeah,
Yeah, but I
messed me up.
mean, kudos, you picked it back up and you carried on, and you had absolutely not a clue what was going on. It's not like you can stop and have a conversation with someone and be
No,
like, can you fix it? What's happening? Like
no.
you did yourself justice. You carried on. You didn't like.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just traumatic. You know, you're putting your body through absolute trauma at that point.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't just go, "Oh, excuse me, judge, what rep am I on?" Like because
Exactly.
like I'm not being funny. The difference between 1 second could be like £10,000 as well now because like
Yeah.
25k for the winner, 14k for second. There's like 11 grand in 11 seconds. 11 grand difference between 11 seconds. There we go.
Oh no, that's
You know what
not
I mean?
funny.
11 grand, 11
Yeah.
seconds. There you go, a grand a second. So it's
Yeah.
like and
Oh.
like so, and then obviously got to the line, and then the new drug testing thing. Obviously the drug testing top 5 now. So then I had this. He was a nice guy, a German guy who obviously he wouldn't let me out of his sight. So it did ruin it a bit because like they rushed us off to then go and do a urine sample, and then because we're ridiculously dehydrated, I had to drink about 8 bottles of water. So I felt like a bloated bloody water buffalo trying to give a urine sample, and yeah, it just wasn't going down. It wasn't happening very well.
Oh God,
Man. I mean, talking to the girls, yeah, it sounded like the girls were just there trying to drink. I think Meg said she drank 2 cans of Red Bull and then that was it. She couldn't sleep for the rest of the day because like
Yeah, if
the
I was
evening.
Meg, I'd have probably drank water, not Red
Yeah,
Bull. I think
yeah, I know.
agreed. Oh God, but do you
Yeah.
feel? Are you proud of your performance? Do you feel like you've done like? I know it wasn't the result that you obviously would have wanted to become world champion, but considering the season you've had and everything you've been through, like I think from our perspective, it was an incredible performance, and you should be really proud of.
No, I am. Like, if you'd have told me I'd have got second like a week after Doha, you know, when I couldn't really train, I was still like getting cramps, and I was trying to then relocate me and my family back to the UK, and training was upside down. And if you'd have told me then like I was going to drop that performance, I'd have gone, well, I'm not. That's ridiculous. Like, it's not going to happen. So yeah, like I am proud for sure. Like,
yeah, and no one ran away with it. It was such a tight race. It like no one left anyone for dead. It was like you said, there was 11 seconds difference between you guys, but like yeah, you definitely held your own.
It was a great race for sure. Like watching it back, yeah, it was probably one of the best I reckon, especially the World Championship ones. Because you know Hunter's just like cleared up, hasn't he? You know, it's the gaps he's created in races have just been like, well, Hunter's won, hasn't he, from the beginning? So me and Alex definitely brought it to him this time, and it did make it more exciting. It must have. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good for the sport, isn't it? It's good for the sport not to
Yeah.
have a like preconceived winner that just goes
Yeah.
out and wins. You know, you need different people and you need drama, and that's what keeps people interested and keeps people coming back.
You need
So you
drama.
definitely brought that.
Yeah, like because Meg won by like 3 minutes, didn't she, or something? So that was like,
Yeah,
well, it's a given, wasn't it? You know, you knew after halfway that she was probably going to win it. So
yeah, totally.
I don't think anyone knew after the row who was going to win our race, because it was like me, Hunter, Alex. Like it could be any of us.
Yeah, exactly. And you were all switching like places, and then obviously everyone was like, "What the hell's happening with Hunter?" I think in the girls' race, it was just what's going to happen with Lauren, and then she obviously made a comeback. So it was a fight for like second, third, fourth, which made that interesting.
Yeah, it did make that interesting. Yeah, sure.
And then but a lot of people have talked about Nice and Nice being really hot and humid. Do you think Doha and living in Doha for a year, I think was it, like has helped you out? Do you think that?
Yeah, I do. I did. The heat was completely fine with me. Like like don't get me wrong. Like I train in the gyms with air conditioning, but like I was still running outside at like 5 a.m. and it was 25 degrees, 26 degrees when I was doing my track workouts at 5 a.m. So yes, I definitely think my body was able to handle and was used to hotter temperatures for sure. Yeah.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And also, before we go on to speak about the relay, because we obviously want to ask you about that as well, but you're quite focused on like your eating and your race weight and what you think's best for you. Do you think you've now found like the optimum race weight for you after maybe getting it a little bit too light previously?
Yeah, like I speak to Hunter and Alex like weekly, and like I spoke to Hunter a few months ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to drop some weight. Look, because you can read into power weight ratio and stuff like that, and there are studies done that every kilo you can drop as a runner, it does take seconds off your time. But then also, but this isn't just running. This is different. So like, yeah, like I hired a dietitian, Scott, in Doha, and then 6 weeks prior to Nice, I weighed at 92, 7% body fat, and I said, "What do you think I can safely get down to?" And he thought I could drop that. He thought I could get to like 90 and drop 1%, and it wouldn't impact my performance. Like I got down to 89 actually, and I was at like 6.2% body fat. It was stupidly lean. As you know, race Doha, that was a car crash. And then I just thought, right, there was 3 weeks between now and the World, so I just stopped weighing myself, because I was weighing myself every morning. and like writing it on my board, like the weight. And like each week I averaged my weight out over the 7 days, and I was dropping about 0.3, 0.4 kilograms every week on a 7-day average and I was in a 500 calorie deficit every day. So I was monitoring everything. So 500 calorie deficit every day meant like just under half a kilo of weight I was losing a week. And yeah, so I did that. And then after the Doha race, I just went, oh, screw this. Stopped weighing myself, just ate like I normally did. Got back to 92, 93, where my body likes to be. And then, yeah, I stopped weighing myself, got to Nice, like seriously carbed up 48 hours out. Like I was eating 600, 700 grams of carbs on the Thursday, the same on the Friday. And then, yeah, well, look at the performance of drops. Like it obviously worked.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, everyone's different, aren't they? But like it does seem like you've found what's right for you after that race.
Don't get me wrong. When I was 89, my interval training and running was great. Like that was fantastic. But then this isn't an interval race. Like I'm not doing like 1K repeats and stuff like this. Is Hyrox, and yeah, like I think you need to carry a bit of that weight, and then it allows you to carry water, because I sweat so much in a Hyrox race, like most people do, and I think you do need to be a bit on the heavier side, even if you're just holding water, because it's going to come straight out of you. So
really interesting point.
Yeah, it's definitely been a talking point on the men's side, hasn't it? Which actually makes a difference from like women talking about weight. I feel like it's quite good because the whole narratives around, like Hunter's raised it. You've talked a lot about it. It's quite nice to maybe delve into like guys and what they think about like their nutrition and their performance and how they look at their
Hunter said the same. Like Hunter dropped weight and then he didn't perform like he wanted to in Einerharm. So then I think he relaxed his weight a bit as well. So like, yeah, if you look at both me and Hunter tried to drop weight, and like I think it affected him maybe in Nice. Seems to have. So yeah.
But then the sport's so young, isn't it? I think this is the point as well. Like you're still testing things out. Like you elite guys and girls, you're testing out like what is the best weight to race at, and like what's the best like muscle to weight ratio, and like is it your running or is it being strong enough when the sleds feel heavy to stay in the race? You know,
no, I don't think anyone has nailed how to train for this yet. A lot of people are doing like too much strength. A lot of people are just doing loads of conditioning and not a lot of strength. Like it's a balance to it, and like I've done it now for 2.5 years, and I do feel like I've sort of, for me, I've nailed the balance. Like I was doing 4 strength sessions a week at the beginning. Like I don't need to now. I'm only doing 2 standalone strength sessions in season now, just like maintaining the strength. I'm not, so yeah, tricky.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. So you then have referred to yourself as racing as Fat Sandy for the relay.
Yeah.
After you maybe enjoyed a few beers and burgers and whatnot.
Yeah.
But how was the relay feeling? Like the first one, having it as a team at the end of the World Champs, like was there a massive buzz around it, or Team England I think had all raced before, had they? So were you all a bit like, oh my god, I'm absolutely exhausted, or were you all just buzzing?
So I'll be honest, I was dreading it because like I hadn't slept for 2 nights. I'd ate and drank more than you can fit in that swimming pool. I must have been 98 kilos. I felt like a water buffalo on the start line, I swear. Like I felt swollen, but I thought, because there's no way I'm sacrificing my like partying like after the season I've had, after doing what I'm doing for this relay race. I wasn't going to do it, and I thought, screw it, just do what you're going to do. Turn up on the start line. You can kill a run in the station. That's fine. You can kill it. You can kill it at 105 kilos if you need to be. But so that was my mindset. Just like still go out and enjoy myself, but then just give it your all. But then I didn't think we were going to win, I'll be honest. Like when you look at the American team and the German team, I didn't think we were going to win. But yeah, I can't believe how well we did. Yeah.
I know, it was amazing. But you guys had a slightly different strategy, I think, because were you the only team to put 2 guys off first 2, and then Zara did the sled pull, and I think that was the only team that did that.
I think we won that from Jake. Jake won us that race because
Yeah,
he
he's
can run
fast, isn't
fast.
he?
Yeah, Jake can run fast, but I wasn't sure on his ski. I really wasn't sure on whether he could ski. And like he was against Alex and Hunter, and I was just really worried that they're going to get off like 15, 20 seconds ahead of him, and I'm going to be chasing. But I can't believe he came off the ski second after like 4 or 5 seconds after Hunter. And I was like, wow, okay. Then I knew that I was going to nail that run and nail the sled, which I did. And that I think I left the sled push at about like probably 40, 45 seconds. And I thought, shit, we could win this. And that's when it sort of dawned on me that, wow, yeah, we could do well here.
Jake probably had a bit of inside info, didn't he, on Hunter's ski? He was out there for 3 weeks, so he probably had like the whole. If I can run this and hold this on the ski, I'm there. So
I couldn't believe he did it. And then I thought Alex would have been off the ski first, but yeah, he didn't do too well on that station for him. So yeah,
right, Jake was flying. It was really
flying,
good to watch.
flying.
And then, did you have a last minute? I don't know if it was the commentary or whether there was a last minute change, but I think we originally thought that Kate was going to be doing the wall balls, but it ended up being Zara. I don't know if that was.
I can't remember, to be honest. I don't think so. I thought like Kate was. I thought we'd planned that. Yeah, I don't think so, unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, it might have been that they just said it on the commentary, or that they guessed and they guessed wrong.
Yeah.
But no, it was a very impressive performance by everyone. It was
yeah, even like Kate's burpees, and then we were watching Zara go into the wall balls, and we were just like, oh shit, come on, you've got to go unbroken, don't drop it. We were like, and then we saw you standing there next to her, and we were like, that's all right, Sandy's right next to her. We're like, don't drop it.
I got told off for that though. Mo told me to leave, and I was like,
oh
okay.
really? Oh.
Yeah. Apparently, it wasn't a good look on camera, so I had to go, but I had faith that she wasn't going to drop it because, well, again, like, yeah, there's 12 grand on the line. That's what you get for winning. So, and I thought, you're not going to drop this because the gap's too big. Like, she had like 30 seconds on Meg, and I thought that's enough. Like, even if she dropped it once and picked it straight back up, we'd still win. And then she just looked too smooth. So
she was in the zone.
She was in the zone, and then she brought it home, and it was just a sick moment. Yeah.
No, it was really, really cool to watch. And did you enjoy having the title of team captain, or was it a bit too much pressure with everything else going on in your life?
I didn't enjoy the responsibilities pre-race because, if you ask Kate Davey, I was the worst team captain. Like, I should have done loads of jobs. I should have got the kit ready. I should have done a load of things which I didn't do, and Kate had to sort a load of stuff out for me. So, like, planning wise, I was a really bad team captain.
You had a good team to help you.
I had a good support network. Yeah, like Kate really helped, and then obviously after being team captain for winning, like, you can't ask for more than that, can you? Like, it was amazing weekend.
Yeah, good way to finish it. And then what happened after the relays? Was it back on it and?
Back on it, went for some beers, and then back to my apartment, got changed, went to the beach party. Like, that was part one of the party. So I went to the beach party for like a few hours. Like, it's absolutely bonkers. I felt like a celebrity. Like, people were stopping me, asking for pictures and stuff, and it was a bit like, what the hell's going on here? Like, this is crazy. So cool. Then that was happening, and then, like, I think I'm a bit old for nightclubs. So then we dodged the nightclub, and like me and Hunter and our partners went about a mile down the coast and went and met George Edwards, and we just had some beers in a bar down there, and then called it a night. Called it a night about 1 or 2, I think. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that was the weekend.
Then you've talked about. I know you were in the oil and gas industry, engineering that. I mean, we're up in Aberdeenshire, and that's what everyone does up here, is works in oil and gas.
Well, I used to work up there, yeah. So yeah, I know.
Did you? Wild times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you put up the other day that you've got enough athletes now to train, and you've also spoken about wanting to go pro. Is that like the future now? Is that can you stop your 40-hour-a-week job and focus on training?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, yeah, it's the sponsors that have come in now. So I'm in talks with a couple of big sponsors, and with them and like my coaching and athletes I've got now. Yeah, like I could. Well, I am going to, because it just seems to add up, because I've left Doha I left my engineering job in Doha without another job lined up, just because I just did, and like it just seems like for me to then go out and try and get another job. Like if I had a job now, you know, and I enjoyed my job, then maybe I wouldn't. But the fact that I haven't got a engineering job now, and you know, and I've got these opportunities coming in, and I'm thinking, well, look, you're nearly the best in the world here, and like, if you like could focus on this and like not have like a 40-hour a week normal job, like, could you win this thing? And like, I'm kind of been given the opportunity now that you know I can go for it and see if I can. So I'm like, well, do it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try. Yeah, I think yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, why wouldn't you? Like everything's aligned, hasn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
in a weird way, you're saying you haven't got another job, but then you've got this opportunity and it feels like if it works for you and your family and you can go for it, then
Yeah.
you're in the top shape already. So imagine what you can do if you can actually focus on training and recovery without a 40-hour job, you know?
Exactly. But I'm definitely not in top shape right now. If you saw my belly, it's like
Okay,
it's
well, but
swollen.
beginning of June.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can get it back. This is recoverable. This mess I'm in now is recoverable.
But I actually
Oh yeah.
think like what you're saying and what you're doing is a really good point. Like a lot of people, I mean, and we've seen it on Instagram. They've finished world champs or they haven't been to world champs and they're straight back into training. They're doing the same thing. Like to have how important is downtime and a bit of an off season?
So important. Like this, like there's races already planned, isn't there? Like there's like we say an off season, but the Hyrox don't literally let you have an off season because isn't there a race in Hong Kong or something like this week or something? I can't remember, but
Yeah,
there's
like,
Australia starts in like 15 days or something, doesn't it?
yeah,
The
like
Australian season?
I do believe like because you get so into the sport and like you literally if you don't have an off season you will burn out and you can only peak so many times and like people like still training hard and straight back into sort of specific workouts and things and I don't know like the season I've had like and I know like Hunter's in the same boat and I know Alex is in the same boat like we take 2 or 3 months off and like we just do fitness for fun and you know we sort of eat and we party and we do drink a lot of beer and you know you've got to just mentally and physically just like let your body like it's good to lose a bit of fitness like let your body mend itself recover you know lose a little bit of fitness and then you come back and you're like hungry as ever and your body's mended because like for me, like I'm literally just patchworking my body like the whole season, like constantly just I've got niggles, I'm getting like just working through stuff all the time. And like now is the chance to just let everything heal fully. And then, you know, I'll start picking it up again slowly, but for fun, you know, and not specific, just do other stuff for now.
Yeah, for
So
sure. And then you talked about peaking. Like for anyone that's listening, just I'm really intrigued into your answer. But how often, how many in a season? So say now in the UK we've just finished Hyrox World Champs, and then Hyrox World Champs will be June next year. How many races should they do in a year? Like what's optimal? Like 3, 4, 2, 10?
probably like I've got to do 5. So there's 4 majors and 1 world champ. So
Yeah.
like I've got to do 5. Like it depends if you're just doing it for fun or you really want to try and you know really get good and progress and get to the world champs. But like you need to do a race and then you need to deload. And I think you need 4 to 6 weeks like of a training block to then figure out what you didn't do well in that race. So then you need like 6 to 8 weeks between each race. So then if you do the maths on that, you're probably looking at like 5 to 6 max, I think, in a season if you really want to like get better.
Yeah,
Personally.
rather than just race and never get that solid training block in the middle to actually make any changes or improvement or
Exactly, because then you just taper in and then you deload and then you're just not really getting the chance to really work on things. And yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
no.
And then and so you're going to be based in Chester now. Is that you? Do you have a home gym? Are you going to join a local gym? What's your plan
Yeah, so I
in
have a
the UK?
house. Our tenant, we rented it out because we're in the Middle East. Our tenants leave July 5th. So we're back in our home July 5th. But we literally sold everything to go to Doha a year ago. So we need to buy everything back basically. So to be fair, that Hyrox prize money will just literally go on Hoovers, TVs, all the crap that you need for a
Wild
house.
times.
Yeah, like when you think how much fun you could have with that, but it's just going to go on a load of rubbish. And then I do need to kit my home gym out again. I sold everything to Rebecca Mason.
Oh, did
So
you?
yeah, she basically cleared me out. She came up with a pickup truck and cleared me out. So I now need to sort my home gym out again. I'll be training at Athlete Factory where my strength and conditioning coach is. So I'll be back training with him in person, which is fantastic. And
Yeah, happy day. You do not have a kit sponsor yet, no? No one's come over like Bulldog or what you like centre, no?
Well,
like
yeah, I
come
know.
on.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. I am in talks with Black Box, but
Perfect.
yeah, I'm in talks with Greg from Black Box. He's being really good to me. So yeah, hopefully I can get kitted out ASAP.
Yeah, sweet gym. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy days.
No, exciting.
Yeah.
Any more plans for the off season, or just enjoying?
I'm going hiking with Hunter and Dolomites next week. So that's a little bit scary and exciting because like we could basically bouncing from hut to hut.
So
like,
cool.
Yeah, like over a week or 10 days, like with no real plan, I don't think. And like I'm not really a mountaineering guy, although I do like walking. Our life is in Hunter's hands, really. So yeah, like anything.
What can go wrong?
Well, like you said, Brokeback Mountain, like that could happen. Who knows?
I think you said that. I just requoted what you said. Yeah,
I thought you said Brokeback Mountain.
No, I did. I just requoted your quote. I'm not that bold.
So we could either come down gay, or we could end up dying. So they're the two options.
Well, we'll wait to hear what happens.
Sorry, I meant come down a bit gayer, not gay. But, yeah.
That'll be a good YouTube series, won't it? Everyone will be jumping in to watch that. Well, man, it has been awesome to chat to you, Sandy. We really appreciate your time, especially because you are having a bit of downtime and with your family and out in Portugal. So thank you for taking the time to show us your amazing setup while we're back in Scotland.
Yeah, don't gel.
No, not at all. We've got Highland cows, you know. I'll be that.
Oh, dear.
I'm sure most people follow you already on Instagram and things, but if they do want to follow you, if they don't already, and if they want to get in touch about maybe training or anything, what's the best?
So Sandy 6000 on Instagram, you can drop me a DM for coaching, but also I've got like 7 or 8 workshops booked in. I've actually got one booked in at Glasgow in July or August. So if anyone wants to sort of do that, just tell them to drop me a message. Well, not you tell them, they're going to see this. So drop me a message. Drop me a message. And yeah, like I'm doing a little tour over the next few months before I get properly into my training. So yeah.
Yeah, we can link the link the workshops and stuff, and we'll put some posts out about it to
thank you.
raise awareness. Happy days. Awesome. Well, that just leads us to wrap up then and say thank you very much, and thanks to everyone for listening. If you want to follow us, we're over on Instagram at radchicks, and we'll see you on the next episode.